Howdy ho, everyone. Um, Thought I would record a short video showing what it's like to use Dragon naturally speaking. I'm using the professional version, and the headset that you see is a COS CS100 unit that I got off of Amazon. And boy howdy, this is the first time I've done a selfie video, and it's really hard not to look at myself in the camera on the phone. I'm having to force myself to look directly at the camera, and it's really distracting. Anyway, I wanted you to have a chance to see my headset. It's a very lightweight unit. The mic goes all the way around, so you can wear it on either side. I prefer it on this side. My only complaint, and it's probably because of my head, is that the band up here isn't padded at all. I could probably add some padding, but if you've got hair, it probably won't bother you as much as it sometimes annoys me. And that's really all it is a mild annoyance. It's not painful or anything. I've worn this headset for hours on end, like 3 or 4 hours straight, and not had any problems. Here in a moment, I just wanted to give you a quick look at my recording environment. So it's a fairly loud room in that there's no carpet, not much on the walls. I have 3 windows open. I've got the fan blowing on me. There's a dog in the house, and the grandkids are over but outside, which means the dog is going to kind of go nuts a little bit. So there you go. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Maybe a little too much, a little too close. There we go. Okay, so I'll get started recording here in a moment. If you look down here at the bottom right corner, you see the little orange icon, which is my Dragon icon, and it's telling me that Dragon is running but is not currently activated. So that's why things aren't appearing on the screen. Well, I'm going to go ahead and start dictating on this scene. This is chapter 29 of my story titled After, which is available right now on my Patreon at patreon.com/writerunfocused. And if I figure out how to put that up on the screen during the video, I will do so. So at this point in the story, our hero, Adam Tukoviak, and his ex-wife, Karen, are on their way, or have made their way to Portsmouth, Ohio, to find Adam's other ex-wife, whose name escapes me at the moment. That's embarrassing. Hang on a second. Okay. Sarah. Sarah is the name of the other ex-wife, and Adam and Sarah's daughter, Taylor. It's been 3 weeks since the apocalypse, and he hasn't been able to reach them. He normally lives in Texas, and they're in Ohio now. So here we go. And I'm not going to try and keep everyone quiet. I'm going to let the noise flow so that you can see how well Dragon differentiates between my voice and other conversation. And I think you'll see that it's really critical to use a headset of some sort with a microphone that's very close to your mouth. I stopped just after I made the turn, period. Things just as suddenly didn't look very familiar, period. Open quotes. Wrong street, period. Close quotes. This was a nice-sized neighborhood covering 6 or 8 blocks, comma. But now I remembered that her house was not here on Wilson, period. We continued west on Wilson, comma, then I turned north on Bonser. Period. Nothing looked familiar at all here, comma, so I was just going to have to drive every street in the neighborhood, period. Correct, gonna. Going to. Go to the end. "15 minutes later, we had passed several burned out houses, comma, as well as an even half dozen, correct, half dozen, half-dozen, shot-up cars and minivans, period. Press Control I. This isn't making any sense at all, period. Press Control I. Karen looked just as confused as I was, period. The burned out houses sort of made sense, period. If someone had been cooking when the die-off, correct, die-off, die-off, select die-off, choose one, happened, comma, it wouldn't be that much of a stretch for a cooking fire to break out if someone was no longer monitoring the food, period. And I couldn't tell when the die-off had hit here. Correct, die-off. 2. Die-off. Select die-off. 2. Spell that. DIE-OFF. Choose one. Go to the end. Period. It seemed to have struck in waves, comma, at least from what I could tell on my trip up from Jasper, period. It had hit there in the middle of the night, comma, but from what Hannah said, comma, it had hit Doylestown later, comma, around 6 a.m. or so, period. There you go. I was kind of hoping I would have gotten some noise. Hey, doggy tax. Athena! Anyway, I was kind of hoping we would have gotten some noise from the grandkids or the dog or something like that. But we didn't, so there you go. So that worked out to 212 words in about 6 minutes, which is pretty average for me. I'm pretty much a pantser. I will decide what's going to happen generally in a chapter, but then I kind of just start writing. So I know basically what he's going to find when he gets to Sarah's house. You also got a chance to see how you make corrections to different things, and you can edit on the fly without too much difficulty. I don't understand why I had to spell die off the second time. And that occasionally happens, but not often. I was amused to find out that it got Bonzer right, even though Microsoft Word doesn't recognize the word. But that is the correct spelling of the word. There's the dog. Sorry about that. Had to go let everybody in. They were playing outside, but I locked the door so the dog couldn't slip out. Anyway, I hope that gives you an idea of what it's like to use Dragon. I've been extremely happy with it since I bought it about a year ago. My creativity kind of took a dive starting in March with the quarantine. I'm not really out of work because all I do is write, so you'd think that, nothing really changed for me, but it sort of did. But such is life. But I think it was the stress of spending so much time on social media that caused things to change for me, maybe. And so yesterday or the other day, I decided to get the headset back out and try dictating, and all of a sudden I cranked out 1,200 words in an hour, which is more than I've written in all of April. So, maybe if you're having trouble getting back on the horse, so to speak, it's okay. But if you're looking for a way to start writing again, maybe change how you write or where you write. Hey, everybody tell Adrian hi.
Hi. Tina.
And so, like I said, there's a brief overview of using Dragon. Thanks for stopping by.